Hail and well met! Welcome to OCM Hobbies, and in this video we are going to be looking at the contents of the Start Collecting Tyrannids Warhammer 40,000 box. Now, this box set is obviously, as of 2024, not available anymore, at least officially. You may be able to find some loose boxes somewhere. Was made back in 2015. I believe this was the first Tyranid Start Collecting box set when Games Workshop started to make before this, the army boxes they used to produce and sell were Battleforce boxes, which contained a little bit more models. So they decided to make a cheaper line of, well, cheaper for Games Workshop, of course, but a more affordable line of entry-level army boxes, and they called it Start Collecting series. Okay, so this is the original Tyranid Start Collecting box set. After this was discontinued a couple of years after and replaced with another Start Collecting box set, which contained a Trigon, a Broodlord, and I don't remember how many. I think around 8 Gene Stealers, something like that. Okay. Now, of course, as of Warhammer 40k 10th edition, the Start Collecting box set Tyranids is not available anymore, and it's been superseded by a couple of releases now. But this is, if I believe correctly, the original one. This came out around the time the new Tyranid Warriors were made, and let's take a look at what's inside. All right, so Start Collecting Tyranids, 14 Citadel miniatures, a Hive Tyrant, Tyranid Wars Gargoyle. So, this contains, let's see. Okay, Hive Tyrant, Tyranid Warriors Gargoyles, painted in the Leviathan colors over here. So it should contain 1 Hive Tyrant, 3 Tyranid Warriors, and 10 Gargoyles. Also includes 1 exclusive formation datasheet, which, of course, as of 10th edition, is not really a thing anymore. But let's take a look what's inside. Okay, so I have pre-checked what's inside so that we know what's inside should be inside. So first, let's take a look at the sprue contents. I guess we're starting with the Tyranid Warrior. So this is the newer, okay, Tyranid Warrior sprue, the original. So of course, Tyranid Warriors been around since the 90s. Started off with the plastic Tyranid Warriors for Rogue Trader, first edition. Second edition came around, and they made metal Tyranid Warriors. And then third edition came around, and then they made plastic Tyranid Warriors. So the original plastic Tyranid Warriors only contained Scything Talons for the Warriors, and then Death Spitters. And then it came with a Warrior Mutation sprue with a Venom Cannon and a Barbed Strangler and a bunch of other things. Okay. Of course, with the release of later editions, Warriors started to get more weapons, more upgrades, and or some of the old upgrades back. Okay. So GW decided to add more stuff to the kit and came out with this particular sprue, this particular box set, which contains 3 warriors. Right, so let's take a look at the content. So there are 3 sprues. None of them are identical to each other. These are different sprues. Okay, so this sprue contains the warrior bodies, well, the abdomens. So there are 3. Okay, you can see a bunch of weapon options: Scything Talons, Spine Fists, Rending Claws, Devourers, Death Spitter, Rending Claws, Scything Talons. There. Okay, now this sprue, okay, so these 2 sprues have, interestingly enough, 4 bodies, because the kit allows you to make a Tyranid Prime or an Alpha Warrior. They used to call it that. Okay, so you have a normal body over here, normal torso over here, normal torso over here, and a slightly more armored torso over here with space for those back chimneys that some of the bigger bugs have. This is clearly the Alpha Warrior, the Tyranid Prime torso. So it contains 3 lower bodies, but 4 upper bodies. So if you're it's bits for you, conversion, stuff like that. Of course, it only contains 3 sets of legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Okay, so more talented conversion friendly people will be able to make more from the set, because it does contain a lot of bits. You have the newer designed Barb Strangler over here, which is a smaller version of the large monster Barb Strangler that came out with Carnifex. You have the Venom Cannon over here, which is the same thing. They do not look like the original ones, for the original plastic ones that came with the Tyranid Warrior box. You have 6 bone swords, so enough for 3 pairs of bone swords. Okay. Where is the 3rd bone sword set though? There, 3rd bone sword set, and you have 3 lash whips. So if ever you want to give them bone sword plus lash whip combos, you have enough lash whips for that. And I think they are different arms. So this one is a left arm lash whip. This one appears to be it's a left arm lash whip, and then this one is okay. So they're all left arm lash whips. Okay, there. If you wanna make some customized tyrant guard or something, you got enough lash whips to do that. Okay. And then you have these flesh hooks over here. You also have 4 heads, by the way. Okay. So 1 head, 2 head, 3 heads, and then you have the prime head over here, which is a little bit more cresty, or large spines and stuff. So once again, if you are a little bit more conversion friendly, you have a lot of bits for that. Okay. So 3 Tyranid warriors come on 3 sprues there. Okay, what else is in the box? Of course, let's leave the tyrant for last. Let's take a look at the gargoyles. Okay. So let's put this here. Okay, so the plastic gargoyles, the original gargoyles, of course, are metal. Came out tail end of 2nd edition. I still have a few of those. And then GW came up with metal gargoyles for 3rd edition, which kind of looked more like gaunts with flesh borers. Okay. Of course, having a swarm of flying stuff on flying bases that are made of metal is a little bit unwieldy when you're playing a game like 40k. So we need players kind of rejoiced when they came out with the plastic gargoyles over here. So here are the sprues. Okay, so sprues allow you to build 10 gargoyles. There are 3 different sprues. Okay, they are not identical to each other. They contain 4 bodies, so 8 and then 10. So there are 10 gargoyle bodies, 10 pairs of wings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and then should have 10 heads. Okay, more or less. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this one should have 7, 8, 9, and then we are missing a head. It's probably somewhere here. Probably missed it somewhere. Oh, there's the 3rd head right there. Okay, here, 10 heads, and then you have 10 flesh borers. Gargoyles used to be armed with flame spurts back in 2nd edition, but they got flesh borers later editions, and then they never changed from that since. They got the blinding spitting venom back somewhere which edition, but they can only be armed with flesh borers. So here, so they have flesh borers. So there are 10 flesh borers. So that's it. Not too many customization options for gargoyles. Just 10 wings, 10 bodies, 10 heads, 10 flesh borers. Not too many bits left over as well when you make them. So there, those are your gargoyles. And then, of course, the box does contain a Tyranid Hive Tyrant. Okay. So the Hive Tyrant sprue, okay, when was this made? It's from 2011. So the original plastic Hive Tyrant, okay, it's made in 2011. Okay. Of course, Hive Tyrant came around in 2nd edition, metal. Then a 3rd edition that looked a little bit more like an alien queen from the Alien series franchise. Okay, that was metal as well. Okay. Plastic Carnifex came around the early 2000s. People were kit bashing Tyranid Hive Tyrants from Carnifex, and then GW finally decided to give us a plastic Hive Tyrant early 2010s. Here, so you have 2 sprues. the sprues allow you to build a winged hive tyrant, or essentially a flyrant, or a normal walking one. Okay. So, of course, it also allows you to build the swarm lord. So you have one body, of course, you have tyrant body over here. Okay, you have one set of legs over here. Although you have a second set of legs for the flyrant over here. So converty people, you do have enough bits to make some stuff from this. Okay. For the back portion, the tail abdomen portion, you have one set over here for the walking tyrant, and then you have another set over here for the flyrant. So you have a spare base around, you can probably convert something. Just need to make a body, okay, because you do have enough heads in this kit. Okay. So where are the heads? So here is one. So here you have one head over here with the spiny claw, hook, talon over here, and then you have the swarm lord head over here with the bone sword looking one. And then one has a lower jaw. This one also has a lower jaw. So you actually have a complete set of wings, lower body, and legs, and the head. You're just missing a second torso if you want to, and a base, of course, if you want to build a flyrant. Okay. You just need a 60mm base, or a swarm lord if you want to build a flyrant and a swarm lord or something like that. Okay. Weapon options, of course. You have the swarm lord options. So you have your bone sabers. There should be 4 of them. So there are your bone sabers, 2, and then 2. Okay. You have a lash whip, and then the accompanying monstrous bone sword over here, and then you have your venom cannon, your heavy venom cannon over here, and your large heavy barb strangler over here. Okay. Since 10th edition came around, we could do the GW took away the ability for tyrants to carry death spitters and devourers, which is kind of fine, I guess, but less options is never a good thing. So there, that is your Hive Tyrant kit that comes with the Start Collecting Tyrannids box set. Okay, let's see what else is in the box. Of course, bases. So 160mm for the Tyrant, 3 50mm's for the, so 3 round 50mm's for the Tyranid Warriors. So Tyranid Classic Warriors used to come with 40mm round bases, but now they come with 50mm as of 2024. Okay. Who knows, maybe scale creep in the future will give us 60mm round base Tyranid Warriors, but I hope that day does not come. And of course, the Gargoyles will be coming on round flying bases, of which there should be 10 of these. Probably comes with more stems than is necessary. Okay. So, 10 round flying bases, and I bet you're gonna get more than 10 of these there, because these have different heights, and GW does give you that customization. There are 10 round flying 32mm flying bases, but you have 12 stems. Okay. Yeah, and some of them are different heights because honestly, I've assembled a few of the gargoyles, and some of them cannot be put on the shorter bases because their tails hit the ground. It's just the way you don't want them. So there, 60mm single for the Tyrant, 350mm's for the Warriors, 10 32mm flying bases for the Gargoyles. Okay, what else is in the box? Assembly options, assembly instructions for the Tyranid Warriors. Tyranid Warrior one is pretty complicated. Multiple. So of course these are the crappier paper. These used to come in glossy paper, but this one comes in just your normal black and white printed paper option. Okay. How to assemble your Tyranid Warriors. And then one for the Gargoyles. Gargoyles are a little bit simpler. It's a single piece of paper. Okay. With just, okay, here's your body, put the other side of the body, put the wings on, put the head on, put the flesh borer on, stick it on the base. There. And then, of course, the Tyrant. The Tyrant is a little bit more complicated, of course, because it is a large model. So, same paper, options on how to build the Swarm Lord, Flyrant, Hive Tyrant on foot. Okay. Interestingly, do they give us Scything Talons? I just realized that this kit might not actually have it. Oh, it does. Okay, so I'll just show you later. It does. It should be here. Yeah. So, Tyrant body, weapons there. It does give us a pair of Scything Talons. Okay. Just one, apparently. Okay, your warrior. Put your large adrenal gland. What else? That's it. Just the adrenal gland and the shoulder spikes. I'll make the Flyrant. There you go. And then the Swarm Lord is the last one. But the Swarm Lord is essentially just a walking tyrant with a different head and bone sabers. That is it. And then finally, Hive Vanguard formation. Special rules, blah blah blah. But this is for an earlier edition of Codex Tyranids, of course, 10th edition onward. This is not really. I think this is for, what is this? 5th, 6th edition, probably. Not really valid anymore. So it's just a nice piece of Warhammer history for you. Okay. Yeah, it does have that particular Codex Tyranids. And some next steps: Spire Trigon, Carspec, Carnifex, or Venom Throat box set. There you go, right there. Okay, and then nothing else in box. So there. Once again, that is your original Start Collecting Tyranids box set. Okay. We have 2 spruce plastic Hive Tyrant. There are the Scything Talons. There's one, and there's the other one. Just one pair, by the way. Okay. 3 spruce containing 10 gargoyles. 3 spruce containing 3 Tyranid warriors. And that is your Start Collecting Tyranids box set. Okay. I'm going to try to get my hands on the one that came after this with the Trigon, the Gene Stealers, and the Broodlord. But if you guys enjoyed this video, click the like button, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.
Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you enjoy similar content, consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to help us make more stuff, share the video with your friends and circles. Consider checking out our other channels. We have dedicated channels for hobbies, games, and other stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. OC Mallrat out.